Siyyum, resilience, belonging, purpose. Sisu is a 500-year-old word in Finnish that has no direct translation in English. Many languages have untranslatable words. In Hebrew, we say yasher koach, which literally translates as straight strength. But of course, that's not how we use it. It means good job or well done in English, but it carries its true weight and meaning only when we say it in Hebrew. So while we're conversing in English, we might find ourselves wishing someone a yasher koach, not a well done when the context arises, like in Jewish studies class or for reading Torah. Such is the case with sisu. Its meaning doesn't translate to English in one synonymous word, and even in Finnish, it stands for a cluster of traits. So what is sisu? Sisu is the word for courage, tenacity of purpose, determination, grit, and resilience. It also is an action mindset, which enables individuals to see beyond their present limitations and into what might be. It is called upon in the face of challenge and adversity. Sisu begins where our perceived strength ends. Let me say that again. Sisu begins where our perceived strength ends. Sisu is also a concept, not just a word. It's a guiding ethos in life that the Finnish people take great pride in. They carry it as their banner. And if you Google it, you will see t-shirts, mugs, sweatshirts, socks, books with sisu on it. It is so central to their culture and identity, so much so that the Finnish people credit their country's success, their freedom, and their high-ranking happiness quotient as a nation because of sisu. Finns rely on sisu in business, politics, relationships, and education. It is what drives them, and they believe it is one of their greatest gifts that they can share with the world. The Finns also teach us that everyone has sisu. You are born with it, every one of us. You just might not know it yet because you have to tap into it. I can't think of a better example of a YOZMA senior class who has sisu. No YOZMA class was tested more than the class of 2021. All of you, in fact, in every grade had a year like no other. But seniors, your class had to not only complete grade 11 during COVID, but you also had to endure it through your entire senior year in academics, robotics, sports, dance, theater, art, college apps, and YOZMA. That has been a test of your sisu. But you went even further because not only did you have to carry yourself across the finish line, thank you, you each also chose. You chose to carry someone else with you, someone or something that you cared so deeply about that you weren't going to leave them behind. You carried a child, an isolated elder, refugees, healthcare workers, abused animals, the sick, the hungry, our planet, Israel, and inequality. You delivered flowers, initiated composting, used social media to broadcast messages of hope, education, engagement. You collected food, toys, and wrote letters to healthcare workers. You didn't say, I can't do this because of COVID. You instead asked, how can I do this during COVID? That is sisu, the creativity you demonstrated, your sheer tenacity and determination to educate your peers, to have empathy for those worse off than you. That is grit and resilience. Seniors, even in a normal year, the challenges of a YOZMA class are great to affect change in our world. But in a year of pandemic and isolation and loss, it would be a Dayenu if anything got accomplished, if only one group found a path to serve. But you, YOZMA class of 2021, surpassed them all. You found the sisu within you and used it to raise up the person next to you. Now, understand that sisu doesn't mean that you won't fall down. It doesn't mean you won't get injured, whether in relationships or school or jobs or crises. Rather, it is about the ability to get back up, to dust off your knees and move forward. Resilience. Sisu is a gift. You each were born with it. You just have to tap into it. Tap into your courage, your determination. Tap in to see the possible in the face of impossible circumstances. It will serve you well for college and a lifetime. Fun fact, sisu is also a Hebrew word, and it means joy. You've heard it in prayers and songs, sisu v'simchu, sisu et Yerushalayim, joy and rejoice. So I would be remiss if I didn't connect the dots for you. You're going to college and into the world well-equipped from Milken, your parents, and your Jewish values. And so I remind you today to take your sisu with you, your grit, your persistence, and also take your sisu, your capacity for joy, into every realm you enter on your journey. And to make it easy, I bought each of you this keychain with sisu embossed on it, including the definition. Use it for dorm room keys or just hanging on your backpack to remind you daily of the gift of your sisu, tenacity, purpose, continuing to fight for justice, and your capacity for joy. What a combination this is that will enrich your life and the lives of those you continue to advocate and care for. YOZMA senior class, I love each and every one of you, and I wish you Mazal Tov on graduating from YOZMA. The corny song by Ms. Camrus.